We're continuing our 2016 forecast series with a look at new trends in the art world. JiaJia Fei is the Associate Director of Digital Marketing at the Guggenheim, and she's here to give us a preview. Technology is exploding, and so many industries now are finding that their futures are taking a totally new path because of new technology. How is it affecting the art world?
Well, there's no doubt technology is changing every dimension of our world. In the art world, it's changing the way we experience art, the way we see art, and it's also changing the way artists actually use art as a medium to create their work.
So for one thing, when visitors go to museums now, they might get eye beacons. What are those?
So iBeacons, you can think of them as museum GPS. It's a new product that Apple launched a few years ago, and essentially it lets visitors navigate within the gallery space, and they trigger messages for visitors to better understand what they're looking at.
So rather than using the old-fashioned headset that would tell you, okay, now you're in front of art number 112, and here's the story behind it, it could all come in on your phone through an app. Exactly.
So through many apps that museums have created, iBeacons will trigger these messages and really contextualize the visitor experience.
I understand that the notion of technology, too, is changing what the artists do and how they can deliver art. For instance, those 3D glasses, virtual reality glasses, might really change your experience of art itself.
Absolutely. We're already seeing many artists using technology as the tools of our time. So just recently in the new museum triennial, you saw virtual reality headsets in the gallery. Even within traditional painting, artists such as Addie Wagenacht are using drones to create their paintings. Essentially, instead of paintbrushes and paint, technology is now the tool that artists are using to express themselves.
Another new trend that we're going to be looking for in the coming year is the prominence of women in art. How are we going to see the industry change?
So 2016 is going to be a really strong year for women and solo exhibitions at museums. So we have Catherine Opie at the Los Angeles County Museum of Art, a major retrospective of Agnes Martin at the Guggenheim, and a major survey of the painter Nicole Eisenman at New Museum. And at Sculpture Center, the entire roster of their exhibitions for next year is all women artists.
So it's the Year of the Woman.
The Year of the Woman.
And when we're also talking about maybe highlighting the contributions of women in art, the contributions artists are making, both men and women, are also highlighting injustice around the world. We just saw a really interesting graffiti art by Banksy highlighting the plight of Syrian refugees using Steve Jobs. What will you expect to see in the coming year on that front?
So there's a relatively new movement in the contemporary art world called social practice. So it's been around for a while. At the Brooklyn Museum, there's already an exhibition surveying artists that have already engaged with social issues. They're trying to change the world through their practice. So artists such as Dred Scott, the Guerrilla Girls, Yoko Ono, there's already a legacy of artists trying to ignite political change. So we're going to see more and more of this through artists in their practice.
That's not new. When we're looking back, even Norman Rockwell, who of course was famous for his Americana art in the Saturday Evening Post, was willing to tackle the issue of racial injustice in this nation at a time when America was very divided. But now, the other thing that artists have at their disposal is they can reach so many more people because they can use their art on social media to talk about social issues.
Absolutely, and there's no artist with a wider social media following than the Chinese artist Ai Weiwei, who has very publicly publicized his detainment and issues with the Chinese government. More so than ever in the history of art, we're seeing art through the lens of social media before we actually see it in person. So it's really changing the way we disseminate images, the way people learn about artists and artists who live around the world.
JiaJia, it's great to see you. Thank you so much for coming in and giving us a peek of what's to come in 2016.
Thank you.